against Bitcoin.
It's going up forevermore.
You're against Bitcoin, you're against freedom.
Yo, good morning, everybody. We are back for another episode. As you can tell, I am hosting the show today. Nico got sick, but the show must go on. And as you guys can tell from the title, we're seeing a change of tune from Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler was interviewed last night, and he is starting to be less squeamish in regards to what's actually happening with the spot Bitcoin ETF. Instead of being extremely vague and not alluding to anything and just saying, oh, yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know what's going on. He's been saying what we've all been thinking. The SEC has changed their point of view of Bitcoin, and they're taking a new look at a spot Bitcoin ETF. And they referenced the DC courts on their GBTC ruling. And, you know, it really makes you think, what's going on behind the scenes at the SEC? We know Gensler is a Bitcoiner. He taught a class at MIT on Bitcoin and blockchain. And we've seen that he, you know, for better or worse, does seem to actively believe in protecting investors, at least quote unquote. And if he is a Bitcoin maxi, then it really makes you wonder what is going on. But I think, as we've been saying for a while, he is not a fan of the altcoins out there, quote unquote. Remember, we're still in the first 2 minutes of YouTube. So, you know, it really just goes to show that the public sentiment is changing around Bitcoin. On the one hand, we have politicians fighting Bitcoin. On the other hand, Bitcoin's incentives are so pure that people are starting to, you know, for better or worse, get greedy on the sidelines. Or maybe people are starting to see the light that Bitcoin truly is the money of the future. We will never know. But one thing is for sure, Bitcoin is knocking on their door, and it's truly a train that cannot be stopped. Plus, on the same day, we got a Financial Times article talking about Bitcoin changing ESG narratives. And again, I'm going to kind of go into this because I don't really believe in these narratives and being ESG friendly and all this stuff. But again, it just goes to show that the theme of today's show is that the narrative is changing around Bitcoin. And where's it coming from? Is it someone from up high telling people, nodding on their shoulders and saying, hey, you need to embrace Bitcoin? Is this the BlackRock PR hitting the mainstream right now? Are people starting to see that Bitcoin's incentives are pure? Or is it, you know, just one of those things that they have to abide by Bitcoin because it is going to take over the world? Well, we will see how this plays out, because on the one hand, this week we had Elizabeth Warren attacking Bitcoin. On the other hand, we are seeing that the institutions are slowly but surely embracing Bitcoin. The spot Bitcoin ETF is about to hit the main stage, most likely Q1 of 2024, making 2024 to be an epic year in regards to Bitcoin price appreciation. And here you are. Frontline story. Again, the TLDR is Bitcoin's game theory is just playing out in real time heading into 2024, and you just love to see it. So welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We are your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. We cover breaking news, culture, and nomadic warfare. We bring on Bitcoiners from all around the world, from the biggest names to the everyday, a non-Bitcoiner, and we will be your guide through the separation of money and state. And as I said, you know, Nico's sick, but we have his other half here who surprisingly didn't get sick, but apparently everyone else did get sick. So how are you doing, Soph? Good to have you. Pretty excited for this Friday. It's going to be a good show. Actually, guys, we have a meme review, so you better be excited for this Friday. Anyway, Soph, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Didn't really sleep very much last night. I was taking care of Nico. He's resting right now. And yeah, by some miracle, I'm not sick. My whole family got sick. All of my friends got sick. So if you guys are out there, take care of yourselves. Take some vitamin C, emergency, airborne, whatever you got to take. And yeah, stay out of the cold.
Yeah, it's, you know, I've been struggling all week. I'm sure you guys can still hear it in my voice. Monday and Tuesday was extremely rough. Wednesday was a little more rough, but I think I broke it yesterday. So anyways, enough complaining about the Vegas virus. We have a guest today. Shouts out to Will. We're doing a BK takeover. You know, Will is, I'd say a friend at this point, but also a huge fan of the show. And he trolled me before. He's like, finally, my dream came true and I'm on Simply Bitcoin. So how you doing, Will? What are we talking about today in the culture? I know what's going on, but let's let you plug it already.
Yeah, thanks, Opti. So happy to be here. We're plugging brand new book, 21 Futures, Tales from the Time Chain. This is the first ever Bitcoin fiction anthology. So had a Consensus Network, Shadow Bitcoin publisher, put out the call for authors to submit short stories about Bitcoin fiction. These are the 21 best short stories that won. And yeah, just happy to promote it.
Let's go. Excited. And guys, I would say it was a live giveaway, but we had to figure it out before the show. Will is going to do a giveaway today, so hopefully they're here watching. Anyways, we'll get into all that today. Let's get into the show so we can get you guys into the weekend. Here we go.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Is your Bitcoin in cold storage really secure? Is your seed phrase really secure? Stamp Seed's do-it-yourself kit has everything you need to hammer your seed words into commercial-grade titanium plates instead of just writing them on paper. Don't store your generational wealth on paper. Paper is prone to water damage, fire damage. You want to put your generational wealth on one of the strongest metals on planet Earth, titanium. Your words are actually stamped into this metal plate with this hammer and these letter stamps. And once your words are in, they aren't going anywhere. No risk of the plate breaking apart and pieces falling everywhere. Titanium stamped seeds will survive nearly triple the heat produced by a house fire. They're also crush-proof, waterproof, non-corrosive, and time-proof. All things that paper is not, allowing you to hodl your Bitcoin with peace of mind for the long haul. Stamp your seed on Stamp Seed.
Of course, guys, scan the QR code. Make sure you do not have your seed phrase on a piece of paper in your sock drawer like I know 95% of you guys are. Anyways, let's get into the numbers. We're over here on Clark Moody's dashboard. Of course, the only number that really matters in regards to Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the block height. TikTok next block. It's almost like Bitcoin works exactly as designed. And we're currently at a block height of 821,331, and the Bitcoin price, it's starting to inch up again. You know, we're at $42,005. The sats per dollar, aka how much your Bitcoin is worth in dirty fiat dollars, is 2,381 sats per dollar. The total percentage of Bitcoin that will ever be issued is 93.19%. The market cap in fiat terms of the whole Bitcoin market is $822 billion. The realized monetary inflation taking fiat currencies to school is at 1.75%. The Bitcoin versus gold market cap is at 6.04%. Only 6% in the hard money game, guys. And you guys are bearish out there. Couldn't be me, can't relate. Anyways, the total lightning capacity, public lightning capacity, is 5,024.06 BTC. The hash rate the last 90 days is at 455.4 exahashes. And oof, look at those pending fees today. Ouch. Okay. It's at 23.91 BTC. Apparently, the ordinals guys are having some fun on the network. Some would say spamming. I would say spamming as well. But man, it's getting expensive to transact on the network this weekend. Sheesh. Anyways, the blocks to halving is 18,669 blocks till halving. And the halving estimate date is, at least according to today's estimation, going to be on the meme number of April 20th, 2024. All right, guys. So as I was telling you, we see a new change of tune, a new talking point coming out of Gary Gensler. And we've been covering Gary all year long in regards to what's going on. You know, at first we kind of speculated that the spot Bitcoin ETF wasn't approved because of political reasons. Later in the year, it turns out that, yeah, I think we were right. There was some political reasons behind it. You know, we had a very great conversation with Tone Vase on our IRL series, and he was basically saying that, hey, love him or hate him, Gary Gensler is a maximalist, and what he doesn't want to happen on his watch is him approve a spot Bitcoin ETF and then not be able to not approve all of the shitcoin ETFs to follow, because we know they will follow. So he's been doing his damnedest to push this out for as long as possible, that he has a little more runway, or rather a little less rope to hang himself, because he knows there's Bitcoin and then there's shitcoin. Bitcoin is not a security, yet everything after Bitcoin is a security. Gary Gensler knows this. And if you watch his interviews throughout the year, you'd be very hard pressed to wonder what's going on with Gary, because he was very tight-lipped. He was very squeamish. You could tell that he wanted to say something. You can tell he knows what he's talking about. And yet he'd go up in front of Congress and he'd go in these roundabout conversations and he'd ask them questions, and he had very little to even talk about in his answers. He'd go on television saying the same thing, saying, "Oh, we don't know. I don't have that much power. I can't really do much." And yet we know that he knows that there's Bitcoin and there's everything else. Well, apparently now, again, a lot of us have been saying maybe it's because BlackRock finally filed a spot Bitcoin ETF that they're getting the nod from up high that, yeah, it's okay to start embrace Bitcoin. Or is it just time now for Bitcoin to finally be financialized and be mature and hit the main stage? Well, again, I don't think we will know, but all we do know is that a spot Bitcoin ETF is most likely coming January 2024, Q1 of 2024. Where everyone's speculating, and more than just Bitcoiners, we're speculating that it's most likely going to get approved. So maybe Gary won't be able to push this out until he's no longer in office. Maybe he, has some things lined up for himself that he's okay with finally approving a spot Bitcoin ETF.
When does he get out of office?
I think it's after 2024. I think it's 2025. So I don't think he's going to be able to push this out for another year. He's been doing his best to kind of make sure that this doesn't get approved on his watch. He is a Bitcoin maximalist. I think we can all confirm at this point that he knows what Bitcoin is. He taught a whole class on it at MIT, guys. Like, he's not as stupid as you guys would like to paint him. He understands what's going on, but he also understands from the political legal side what is going on. And if he approved a spot Bitcoin ETF, he's going to get a floodgate of shitcoin ETFs as well. And based on the rulings, it's going to be very hard for him to say no to those. So he's doing his best to avoid this, though we did get a ruling today from the SEC on Coinbase that I will cover, and I think is going to further add to the idea that he is a Bitcoin maximalist. Okay, let's listen to this video, and there's a lot going on here in this 40 seconds.
On another topic, approval process going for a spot Bitcoin ETF. I know you're facing a window in early January. What does that look like?
Well, Sarah, we have, I think it's between 8 and a dozen filings. I'm a chair of a commission. I'm not to prejudge anything, so that's going through the process right now. And as you might know, we had in the past denied a number of these applications, but the courts here in the District of Columbia weighed in on that. And so we're taking a new look at this based upon those court rulings.
Market's excited about it. You're referring to on another topic.
All right, guys, hold on. Before I go into this, do you see this smirk right here? Oh, wait, what's going on? Oh, man. All right, my internet's acting up. But did you guys see his smirk at the very end of that little clip? They said markets are excited about this, and Gary just had a nice little smirk, like he knows that we know what's going on. And anyways, all right, what do you say? He said we're taking a new look at the Bitcoin spot ETF. Well, before
he got paid by somebody. that translation, he got paid. This reeks of corruption. This is just typical Washington, D.C. Everybody gets paid to shill what they want. And obviously somebody is tapping him on the shoulder because maybe, and who knows, maybe it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Maybe it has to do with some shitcoiner who is lobbying for the Bitcoin ETF to be approved so that their shitcoin goes up. We have no idea what's going on. And that's the shadiness of Washington, D.C.
Well, yes, I've been saying all year, I think Gary has been playing some cover for the big banks. Rather, we know that in the position that he's in, there is some big lobbying groups and he can't just wholesale do what he wants to do. Anyways, what we saw in that little clip was, first and foremost, that they have finally announced that they are changing their tune. They're taking a new look into Bitcoin. And it's something we've been saying all year. Like, it's very crazy that they approve futures Bitcoin ETFs, but approving a spot Bitcoin ETF is too dangerous. And, you know, they need to protect the investor and all that stuff. Well, now, after this grayscale or GBTC grayscale ruling that we saw mid of this year, we saw the BlackRock ETF be announced. We are starting to see a change of tune. So let's look into this grayscale ETF for a second. And then I want to cover the Coinbase news that just came out this morning from the SEC. And we're going to connect the two and show that I think what Tone Vase has been saying about Gary is right. I'm pretty sure he is a Bitcoin maxi. He understands Bitcoin, yet he is terrified of approving a spot Bitcoin ETF because it's going to open the floodgates for shitcoins. And none of us want that here because we all know shitcoins are securities and it's just going to make his job that much harder. So I'm sure he's trying to do less paperwork. Anyways, we're over here on Reuters. This is August 29th. Explainer, understanding Grayscale's victory in spot Bitcoin ETF. I'm just going to lay this out a little bit because I've kind of already covered it. But what went down with Grayscale? SEC last year denied Grayscale's application to convert its spot Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, into an ETF listed on the New York Stock Exchange. While the agency has rejected spot Bitcoin ETFs, it has approved Bitcoin futures, which track agreements to buy or sell Bitcoin at a pre-agreed price. Grayscale and ARCA proposed using the same market manipulation safeguards that were approved for those futures ETFs, but the SEC said that did not meet its bar. Grayscale's argument is that the Bitcoin futures ETF surveillance arrangement should also be satisfactory for Grayscale spot ETFs since both products rely on Bitcoin's underlying price. Grayscale's lead counsel, Donald Varelli Jr., told the court in March that a spot Bitcoin ETF would better protect investors because it would give them the benefit of CME oversight of the market. And what did the court say? The court's panel of judges said Grayscale showed that its proposed Bitcoin ETF is materially similar to the approved Bitcoin futures ETFs. That's because the underlying asset, Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures, are closely correlated, and because the surveillance sharing agreements with the CME are identical and should have the same likelihood of detecting fraudulent or manipulative conduct in the market for Bitcoin. With that in mind, the court ruled that the SEC was arbitrary and capricious to reject the filing because it never explained why Grayscale owning Bitcoins rather than Bitcoin futures affects the CME's ability to detect fraud. So, again, we've been covering this all year, that it seems very interesting. Seems very interesting that the spot Bitcoin ETF should be delayed when they approve futures ETFs. And we know, at least if you know anything about ETFs, you know that futures are used a lot more for manipulation than spot prices because you can't manipulate what the spot is. So what is going on? It seems like Gary really just doesn't want to approve all these shitcoin ETFs to happen at the same time. And we've seen this trend throughout the year. And we just saw this drop this morning, which I think helps us in our connection of the dots here. Gary Gensler this morning, December 15th, dropped this statement. He goes, statement on the denial of rulemaking petition submitted on behalf of Coinbase Global Inc. So today, the commission denied a petition for rulemaking filed on behalf of Coinbase Global Inc. I was pleased to support the commission's decision for three reasons. First, existing laws and regulations apply to the crypto securities markets. Second, the SEC addresses the crypto securities markets through rulemaking as well. And third, it is important to maintain commission discretion in setting its own rulemaking priorities. And then it goes on to basically explain that all shitcoins basically fall under the Howey test and we don't need new rules for this. It's pretty clear cut, guys. The laws are the laws. And I know all the crypto VCs out there want to make new rules for shitcoins because like it's my new paradigm and like we're doing really cool, interesting things, bro. Like, trust me, bro, this is revolutionary. And Gary Gensler's like, nah, bro, like these are securities. Like, it is pretty clear cut. You're going to have to follow the laws. So now that we're seeing BlackRock embrace a spot Bitcoin ETF, now that we have a ruling in DC basically saying that materially a futures and spot ETF are no different, there isn't no concern for market manipulation. you're protecting the investors either way. We're seeing that the floodgates are starting to open up. We're seeing the green lights open up. We're seeing that the SEC's time to approve an ETF is finally running out. They're on their last few days. They pretty much are going to have to make a decision within 2 to 3 weeks from here. So it's very interesting that we're seeing Gary Gensler roll this out and finally come on television and say what we've all been saying for a while. Why are you treating and ignoring Bitcoin when you have futures ETFs? Now he's finally, at least he's still a little less vague and less squeamish in regards to the conversation, but it just goes to show, guys, that something is happening. The market is changing. The consciousness around Bitcoin is changing, and it looks like the tide is shifting, and we're going to see some crazy price action moving forward in Bitcoin, because now there is no reason for people not to hold Bitcoin. Anyways, Soph, since you already got a very toxic Sophie take in, I'm going to let Will jump in here, and then you can put a pin on the end of it. What's up, Will? What's your thoughts on this?
Hey, I mean, it's all the steps on the way to hyper Bitcoinization, that's for sure. The thing that's most telling for me is it's ultimately us, it's the people, it's the plebs, it's the movement, it's the global adoption of Bitcoin that's pushing all of this forward. Listening to Larry Fink of BlackRock, even him changing his mind on filing an ETF in the first place. Finally, his investors were demanding it, screaming it, hey, you need to offer me products so that I can invest in Bitcoin. So that really has been the difference. So it's the same with Jerome Powell of the SEC getting all this pressure. There's just more and more demand from the market to have an avenue to invest. And also Opti, you're absolutely right. It is prudent of him to take those steps. Maybe this is the slippery slope. You have the futures ETF for Bitcoin, and that's what leads to a Bitcoin spot ETF. There is also an Ethereum futures ETF, but I would not necessarily want that to lead to an Ethereum spot ETF. So you're right that there are ramifications for things, but it's ultimately our loud roar going that pushes Bitcoin forward.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. All right, Sophie, what's your toxic take for the moment?
My toxic take is, at the end of the day, Honey Badger don't care. I think for me personally, all of this news is noise. Like, sure, it's great if a futures and a spot ETF gets approved, but at the end of the day, if you we just need to focus on buying Bitcoin and keeping it into self-custody, whether, somebody approves it or not, or Bitcoin was created because it doesn't care about all of these government approvals and all of these institutional obstacles. So to me, it's like the news is changing every single day, and people are so easily manipulated into approving or not approving things that at the end of the day, as plebs, as Bitcoin maxis, we just need to focus on the goal of stacking sats and putting it into self-custody, and, just not caring about what these people are saying. That's my opinion.
Couldn't agree more, Sophie. It wasn't that toxic, actually. So,
I mean, you know what? It's more cynical. Sometimes I get a little bit cynical because I don't trust the government. Big surprise there as a Bitcoiner. But at the end of the day, I've started to not become angry towards that, but just indifferent, because I have Bitcoin, so I don't care.
Yeah, it feels good having sats and cold storage. And this is why we Bitcoin, guys. It's like, if you don't like what's going on in the system, hold some Bitcoin and just watch the parade and watch the circus play out in real time, because you're protected by just saving in Bitcoin. It's super simple, guys. Anyways, before we get into today's news and showing more receipts that the tide may be shifting in regards to the narrative around Bitcoin, we're going to see you guys in Nashville. We just got sick over in Vegas. Totally worth it. But we're taking over Nashville, Bitcoin 2024, July 25th to 27th. Get your tickets today. I'm sure the prices are going to go up, but if you use the code SIMPLY, you can get a discount. These are the cheapest the tickets are going to get. You guys always complain about the price being too much. Of course, you guys always yell at us about, oh, you guys are telling us to go to conferences. No, stack sats first, go to conferences and stack merch later. You don't have to go if you don't want to, but if you want to hang out with other people that are like you, if you are the lone Bitcoiner in your town and you are losing your mind because all the normies have lost their mind, come hang out with Bitcoiners. It's always a celebration. It's always a party. It's always a good time. And you may be hanging out with people that are going to be your friends for life. We are building a new world, and it starts with your local community. It starts with building relationships. This is why you go to the conferences, guys. Anyways, go to b.tc/conference and get yourself a ticket. Let's get into the news today, guys, because I think this is going to show that the narrative is shifting in real time.
The Daily News.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Foundation Devices. It's self-custody done right. They built a premium grade hardware wallet called Passport right here in the US. It's fully open source and verifiable. It's the most intuitive Bitcoin wallet designed with a UX reminiscent of a simple feature phone. So you will know how to navigate it and use it the moment you pick it up. Get your Bitcoin off exchanges and into your own hands in just a few minutes. Experience the peace of mind that comes with taking ownership of your own keys. After a massive sellout during Bitcoin Miami 2023, the Passport is back in stock at foundationdevices.com. Bitcoin only, open source verifiable, completely air gapped security model, gorgeous design craft, premium grade materials. If you're thinking about getting your Bitcoin off exchanges, this is the one for you. Check out the Passport link in the show notes below to learn more.
You know, Nico's so lucky he's been sick this week because don't think about taking your Bitcoin off exchanges. You need to take your Bitcoin off exchanges. He's lucky he's sick because I've been yelling at him all week. We're going to get a new ad for Foundation by the beginning of the year because don't think about it. You need to take your Bitcoin off the exchange. Scan the QR code. Wait, there. And get yourself a hardware wallet. Anyways, guys. All right. So, as I was saying, look, the theme of today's show is I'd like to plant the seeds usually about what's going on in the world. Is public consciousness changing around Bitcoin? Or, you know, on the one hand, as I've been saying, we have the politicians attacking Bitcoin, which really, to me, always shows that we are right. Anytime a government tries to ban Bitcoin, it just proves to me that what we're doing is correct. And I've been joking all year long that, like, Brad Sherman is my favorite politician because at least he's honest about what's going on and he's absolutely terrified of Bitcoin winning. And this is why you see them attack Bitcoin the way they do. Well, this week, you know, we saw Elizabeth Warren double down on her banning of self-custody bill. Well, it's very interesting that on the one hand, we're seeing the politicians and central bankers, you know, the even private bankers, the Jamie Dimons of the world, the Elizabeth Warrens of the world, the Chrissy Lagardes of the world, the Brad Shermans, you know, we're seeing them. It doesn't matter if they're in the US, if they're in the UK, we're seeing that they are actively afraid of Bitcoin. They're trying to do whatever they can to stop you from custodying your Bitcoin, which to me just shows that you should be custodying your Bitcoin. And then on the other hand, we have, you know, Gary Gensler changing his tune on a spot Bitcoin ETF. We're seeing all around the world that media is finally waking up at least a little bit to the idea that, wait, maybe Bitcoin isn't so bad. Wait, maybe Bitcoin mining isn't boiling the oceans. Even though we have Wall Street Journal on one hand saying that, oh, we're taking up too much water, we're boiling the oceans. Bitcoin is making a small city in Texas turn very foggy and hazy, and we didn't manipulate this picture here. So we're seeing that the media on one hand is attacking Bitcoin, and then we have Financial Times. Remember what I call the Financial Times all year long? It's the fiat times. They're basically the vocal mouthpiece for the traditional financial world. And when something slips through the cracks, it should make you wonder what is going on, because they don't just let things slip through the cracks. They're basically the official narrative going on. And the fact that this little article came through, and don't miss what the title of the huge article is. It just goes to show that they are starting to wake up to the idea that, oh, wait, maybe our ESG narratives aren't as profitable as we thought they would be. Maybe these things are failing. Remember, BlackRock literally stopped using ESG for their funds. Now everyone is kind of changing their tune because they're realizing it's not profitable. As the saying goes, you know, go woke, go broke. Well, finally, we're seeing that slowly but surely the narrative around Bitcoin mining is starting to change, slightly positive. Again, a lot of the words here, they're using their framing, which I don't totally agree with. I think it's detrimental to what we're doing, but this is how those ideas get planted. Anyways, we have Daniel Batten here, and if you don't follow him on Twitter, he's been doing a great job, just proof of work on trying to change the narrative around Bitcoin mining being wasteful, about us boiling the oceans and ruining the ecosystem, ruining the environment. And he's very clearly throughout the year shown that the statistics, the data shows the complete opposite. Anyways, was this morning? No, this was 2 days ago. All right. Daniel Batten wrote, I just about fell off my chair. In what is a significant shift, the Fiat Times, the Financial Times, just published its first cautious pro Bitcoin ESG article. So let's look at the article, and you can see at the top, it says the COP28, the struggle to say fossil fuels out loud. So some big fossil fuel producers are now pushing for a phase out. Then they're having a very hard conversation on this because, look, it says right here, the discussion needs to happen on accelerating the speed of renewable energy and at the same time, decelerating fossil fuels. But they're realizing that it's not profitable and they're actually hurting themselves. That's the TLDR of this whole top of the article. But midway through the article, like you can see, a lot of countries are talking a lot, but we need to focus on what the science says. Love that is the segue going into the meat for today's conversation. Is midway point of this article, you can see that they are embracing Bitcoin. And it goes, beyond COP28, a fresh look at Bitcoin's ESG credentials. So it goes, it's a pretty short piece, so I'll read it in full for you guys. It goes, could BTC, aka Bitcoin, be ESG? A recent rise in the price of Bitcoin is reviving a debate on whether the digital currency could be considered an ESG investment. I've been saying it all year, guys, and this is me trolling. And this is me using the framing. Bitcoin is ESG friendly. It always has been, but I hate using it because I'm using their framing. So let's not use that, but it's becoming very obvious that this is true. Anyways, the recent growth is coming on the heels of a possible approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF as early as next month. Again, very interesting that now the narrative is changing once we might get a possible spot Bitcoin ETF. It's almost like the narratives are switching. It's going to be very interesting to see how quickly the narratives do shift and start embracing Bitcoin once the nod from up high is like, yeah.
It's crazy how BlackRock rules the world, huh?
Oh, it's interesting. Let's just say that. It's interesting. Okay, so Bitcoin has often been criticized for its heavy electricity use. Yearly electricity use from Bitcoin mining is 137.91 terawatt hours, or the equivalent of the power usage of Ukraine, according to estimates by Digiconomists. Again, the fact that they're quoting Digiconomists, we've destroyed him throughout the year. Don't listen to anything he's saying if you're new to the channel. Digiconomists is not a trustworthy statistician, to say the least. But I think this is the point where I say unplug Ukraine, because we should be taking all that electricity and putting it into Bitcoin mining. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. That's probably an unsavory joke at this point. But anyways, but investors such as Daniel Batten at CH4 Capital say there is potential for Bitcoin to be environmentally friendly or to push beneficial social outcomes. Bitcoin energy consumption is high and will continue to go up. This is for certain. However, it is a mistake to say this means it is anti-ESG. Bitcoin's large electricity usage could turn out to be a benefit in some cases, Batten argued, where it could soak up excess supply of energy generated via renewable sources such as solar or wind. A KPMG report looking at Bitcoin and ESG notes potential social benefits too. The cryptocurrency could allow previously unprofitable small electrical grids linked to local renewable energy to become financially viable in developing countries and in turn improve electricity access, it said. Of course, prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are volatile and pose significant regulatory risks. This was especially, you guys know the PSAs. This is not financial advice stuff. Anyways, before I move on though, I'm kind of going to take a page from Marty Bent's book here. As much as I think that Daniel's doing a great job, I think we are kind of doing ourselves a disservice by lending into their narrative of, oh, Bitcoin is ESG friendly and, it's good for renewables. When I think what we really need to be doing, and he kind of hit on this for a second, he says, Bitcoin energy consumption is high and will continue to go up. Like, this is for certain. And again, I don't think you guys are killing me in the chat right here. I don't think we should shy away from saying that Bitcoin's electricity is high, and this is a good thing. I've been saying all year, these people want us back into the Stone Ages and not using electricity, when electricity use means the advancement of society. The more electricity we use, the better off we all are. So I don't think we should lean into these narratives of, Bitcoin is ESG friendly. We're only going to use renewables. It's like, no, we're going to use the cheapest electricity, period, whatever the source is, because this is good for everyone. Don't fall into the narrative that, we shouldn't be using electricity. Like, I think that is bad framing. But anyways, that's besides my point. I wanted to highlight what Preston Fish said, because again, when I say it, you probably just like, yeah, that's opti, whatever. But when someone like Preston Fish or anyone that has a little more stature than what we do here, it paints our pictures for us. Look, Preston Fish says it. I've been saying it all year. This is a major highlight. The Financial Times represents the legacy narrative. Again, the Fiat Times represents the legacy narrative. If they are writing pro-Bitcoin ESG material, it's because the decision makers on high have finally allowed it. I think we're about to see a lot of these shifting pro-Bitcoin narratives happening in the coming 12 months, and not for crypto. And that's the point here, guys. As Sophie said, it's very interesting once certain players get into Bitcoin, we're seeing the narrative start to shift in real time. Well, it just goes to show, hey, money rules the world. And once you get some of these suits to come in, some of these adults coming in, then we're finally able to mature Bitcoin, and people are like, oh, wait, maybe Bitcoin is a good investment. It's not just a bunch of, internet nerds or financial terrorists or 80 IQ illiterate, whatever they call us. Guys, this next year, I've been saying it all year, at least from the very end of the year to now. I think 2024, going into 2025, we're seeing a perfect storm set up for Bitcoin. Not only are we seeing, institutional capital open up to Bitcoin, not only are we going to see the FASB rules change, not only are we seeing that more and more countries are starting to embrace Bitcoin, we're seeing most likely more corporations set up or going to try to set up some, MicroStrategy type balances. We're seeing the halving. We're going to see the price rise, and then we're going to see mainstream media start to fully embrace Bitcoin. And for better or worse, guys, it's going to make number go up. So it's upon us as Bitcoiners to continue to spread the message that, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Do not trust the institutions to hold your Bitcoin. Take Bitcoin into custody. Make sure you're securing your Bitcoin. Make sure you're transacting safely. Make sure you're running a node. We need to ensure that a solid minority of people out there are doing the best Bitcoin practices so that the network does not get co-opted, because we're seeing in real time that they are doing their best to try to control Bitcoin. It's not going to work, but they're trying. And the narrative is shifting in real time, and you just love to see it. This next year is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm sure we're going to have so much to talk about on the show, because they're going to be talking about Bitcoin all day. It's the conversation moving forward. Anyways, Will, I see you nodding along. What's your thoughts?
Nico's not with us today, but his spirit lives on. It's not red versus blue, it's green versus orange, as he says. My biggest thought is I love the way you started off by calling it the Fiat Times instead of the Financial Times. Like you say, memes really do rule the world and move the world. And Fiat, that's, I think, been the biggest successful meme out of Bitcoin. I never heard the term fiat or really thought of money as fiat before Bitcoin. And I think that's just referring to money or currency as fiat in the mainstream has been one of the biggest narrative shifts. So fun to watch you cringe calling Bitcoin ESG. But yes, it's true. It's absolutely true to harness energy anywhere in the world. That's my Bitcoin fiction novel, Bitcoin Girl Save the World. One of the big plot concepts is the Bitcoin Girl destiny. She goes to El Salvador, to Bitcoin Beach, to mine Bitcoin through geothermal renewable energy. So just harnessing the power of the volcano. That energy is right there, but using that cheap electricity to mine Bitcoin to save the world.
Love it. And to your point, Bitcoin will save the world. Love to see it. Love to see it.
And you, Opti, on Simply Bitcoin, of course.
Especially if it's up to girls.
Well,
Yeah. That's why we need Sophie. Get Nico out of here. We need Sophie.
More women in Bitcoin. Nico, you're fired. He's in bed. He's in bed sick. Like, what are they doing over there? Anyway, Sophie, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts going on here?
You know, I agree with everything you said. The only thing I disagree with you on was the fact that, like, we don't want to look at this as an ESG score type of thing. We don't want to lean into that narrative. I completely disagree with you when it comes to, you know, if you've read the book Rules for Radicals, one of the things that they explain in that book is talking about using their language against them, using their logic against them. So if you can say, yes, Bitcoin is actually ESG and it forces people to adopt Bitcoin, I see that as a positive thing. Even if, you know, we don't like the whole idea of ESG, the reality is that people do use it as a metric. People love to use ESG scores as like this thing that investors will like guide themselves by to put money in. Fine. If that's the case, then so be it. Because the reality is that unlike the narrative of every other thing that has a supposed high ESG score, this is for real. This actually is like the first time in the world that energy can be harnessed, that wasted energy in the world can be stored, and the value of that energy will go up. So if we need to use and co-opt their language to use it against them for the betterment of Bitcoin and for Bitcoin adoption, I say lean into it all the way.
Hold on. Sophie really is Nico's wife here. You know, definitely learned a thing or two from Nico. But yeah, you're totally right. It hurts me when I talk about energy.
But here's the thing.
I love energy.
That I know, me too. I love energy too. And I say, you know, use all of the energy possible because energy saves the world. Without energy and without fossil fuels, the advancement of the human race would not be possible.
Yeah.
However, if this is
play
the
their
narrative,
game against them.
Play their game against them. They're playing it against us. They're playing it against us. Why don't we play the game against them? It's only leveling the playing field. So you know what? Go for it. Lean into it all the way. I don't care. If that's what's going to make normies adopt Bitcoin, if that's what's going to make them comfortable with Bitcoin, then I say go for it.
Everyone's saying, let her cook. Hold on.
Yeah, listen. That's called motherfucking bull.
All right, jump in, Will. What's your thoughts?
I was going to say, Opti, you know, I know you're crashing at your parents' house, so if you're not whining to them to put up Christmas lights to use up as much energy as possible, then you're not bullish on Bitcoin. So tell your parents, put up those Christmas lights for Bitcoin.
Yeah. Of course. Well, they definitely have Christmas lights up, so they're winning. They don't need me to tell them to do that. Anyways, guys, before we get into the culture, I think we have a lot of good stuff for you guys on the culture. This one's going to be a fun one. But first and foremost, guys, check out our boys over at Kaboom Racks. They are the GOATs in this game. I had a great conversation with the CEOs in Vegas. They're absolutely awesome dudes. One of my good friends, Alex, he will literally tell you not to buy ASICs, even though it's his job to sell you ASICs. So if you're thinking about getting into Bitcoin mining, definitely reach out. They will sell you ASICs. They'll buy ASICs from you. You can host your ASICs with them. But I want you guys to talk with them, because they will tell you what is going on. And again, so many people, they follow the same steps. You figure out about Bitcoin, you know, you go all in on Bitcoin, and then you realize, wait, maybe I can make more money mining Bitcoin. And I just don't want you guys to hurt yourselves. So get in touch with them. If you are in a position to buy ASICs and you have cheap electricity, then by all means, get in touch with our boys at Kaboom Racks. They're doing great stuff. I think they might have some awesome announcements coming up. But for you guys out there, maybe you have no idea what the true economics of the mining sphere is. I want you to get in touch with Alex. He will tell you everything you need to know. They basically give white glove service for free. So join them in their Telegram, t.me/kaboomracks, or you can reach out and chat from their websites. But go to kaboomracks.com. to get all your ASICs needs. Anyways, guys, let's get into the culture because I think we're gonna have some fun stuff. I think Will might even troll me a little bit. We'll see what's going on. Let's make this happen.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com today.
All right, guys. So, Will, this is the point where, as we were joking in the beginning of the shows, where we let you do all your shilling. Okay, but Will, you've written a few books, Bitcoin author, a friend of the show, a friend of all of my projects. Apparently, you like the high level regardedness. What are we doing here? Do you want me to start with the trailer? Let me know how you want to handle this.
Sure. Thanks, Opti. Sounds like I just get to control you, do whatever I want today. I don't know how much of a privilege
free.
that really is. You know, who knows? But is this what Weinicus and Rope feel like every day on kindergarten?
Yes,
Yeah. So first of all, right off the bat, please, if you're on X, follow me at Real Bitcoin Dog. I've published 2 books. The first one is called The Bitcoin Dog: Following the Descent to the Bitcoin C++ Source Code. If you ever wanted to see the actual C++ code of Bitcoin, I've got it here in my book. This is chapter 3, set number 3, the 21 million Bitcoin limit. You can actually see where the code is for how the halving is done, what's the actual code running on your node, and have a line-by-line explainer of how it works. Really, us plebs, we have the power, we run the nodes. It's because we choose to run that code that has a halving once every 210,000 blocks. That Bitcoin has its 21 million limit. My other book I published is called Bitcoin Girl Save the World, fiction novel. I know Sophie's excited about this. Need more promotion for girls in Bitcoin. It's a really fun, action-packed book. Maybe we'll read an excerpt later. And I'm about to re-release it with a new cover next month to celebrate the 1-year anniversary. The reason I'm here today, of course, is because I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 2 copies, 2 right here. I've got 2 books of Consensus Network 21 Futures, Tales from the Time Chain. So we'll be announcing the winners shortly from this giveaway. So it's the first ever Bitcoin fiction anthology with 21 short stories. And I'm very excited. You can go to bitcoinbook.shop and use promo code BitcoinDog for 10% off. Let's show the trailer. Let's promote 21 Futures. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Let's play this trailer.
Yeah. And so if you, I don't know the second it happens, but see if you can scroll to the one with the bright yellow dogs. That's the one that's my short story. Never mind. It was in the video. But
okay.
That's okay. That might be too advanced to highlight over to which one was mine. So
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Let's go. Who let the Bitcoin dogs out? Yeah. So that's my short story.
Okay, so
Are
all
they
these
chihuahuas? They're so cute.
wait. Well, just for some clarification, all the different, I'm guessing their AI pictures were different stories in the Tales from the Time Chain, huh?
Yeah, so the images, each author had an had an opportunity to submit their own image for the artwork for their chapter. So it is the case that yes, this image is AI generated of these Bitcoin dogs. However, a story as highly regarded as Who Let the Bitcoin Dogs Out could only be my imagination to come up with an idea something like that. Our most famous author that's included in the book is Knut Svenholm. So if you've ever heard of the book or the idea, Everything Divided by 21 Million, Knut Svenholm, he's in this, as well as there's a major macro trader called Alexi and also Ioni Appleberg. Those are other high-profile people featured in the book. Here's the description that's on the back cover. I'll read it out loud. Some highlights as Opti showing. Political dissidents scrambled across the threshold of freedom. A decades-long hunt for keys incites a change in world order. A clearblood dares to question the oppression of the nodroids. A cryo-frozen oligarch wakes into his worst nightmare. A lowly space station miner buys a planet. In this book of diverse stories planted firmly in the Bitcoin verse, reality fractures into 21 futures. Some are wonderful, others terrifying. Some have Bitcoin dogs. You are not prepared.
Damn.
Oh man, love it.
I need it just for the Bitcoin dogs.
Yes. We Eric buys. Very proud to have orange pilled Eric. Eric is one of my normie friends who now holds Bitcoin in self custody, and he's a prolific reviewer of regular fiction books. So I was able to get him an advanced reviewer copy of 21 Futures Tales from the Time Chain. And so he has published on Bitcoin Magazine the first review of the first ever fiction anthology. And it really is it's a surprisingly well in-depth review. You read it, you're like, wow, did a Bitcoiner actually write this? I can't believe it. It's so good. But yeah, so we have so Opti just had that displayed. So I'll let people review that. I think let's see. Next weekend, I guess we'll save the announcement of the giveaway winners to the end. Let's start off with reading an excerpt from my short story, Who Let the Bitcoin Dogs Out. I think that would make sense as the next thing to do.
Let's go. Is that what you sent me, or is this?
That's the PDF I sent you.
Okay. 1 second. Let me pull this up for you.
That's okay. So I am one of the authors, one of the 21 authors. Definitely, if you like fiction, I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so my short story is not quite a dystopia; it's a caper. So we've got an American secret agent from the CIA and a British female secret agent from the MI6, and the villain in the story is a Frenchman, a French aristocrat. His name is Macaroon, and it's a caper. So if you think of Catch Me If You Can, think of the like Casino Royale, where the American guy and James Bond team up, just something like that, an adventure. And I'll have fun doing a British accent and a French accent, which will go terrible, but Opti says the fans love it, and Sophie says that too, so I'll have to do it. But yeah, they're teaming up because they need to save these dogs that are being held hostage until this French aristocrat gets his Bitcoin ransom. So I'll go ahead and start reading. John and Lily spot Macaroon sitting alone at the white linen table closest to the dance floor. He's tapping his Louis Vuitton snakeskin shoes, checking his Chanel watch at the end of his silk gloves, and fluffing his floofy French Hermès beret. The red French ascot spilling out of his black and white blouse looks ridiculous. John lets out a big sigh, and Macaroon stands with open arms. Lily, John, welcome to France! Before John can flinch away, Macaroon kisses him on both cheeks. He lifts up Lily's hand for a kiss. Mademoiselle. John raises his hand. Waiter, I'll take a bourbon, neat, and make it a double. Slap. Hey, what was that for, Frenchie? John asks as he rubs his face. Macaroon puts the silk glove he used to slap John back on. Rude American, where are your manners? He pulls a hidden red detonator clipped in the folds of his ascot, a clear cover protecting the trigger. Don't drive me to prematurely push this button and blow up the boat carrying your English doggies. First, send me my Bitcoin. Then we can celebrate with drinks. In your dreams, Frenchie. John presses his finger to his ear. Uniform, Sierra, Alpha. Macaroon turns to Lily and scoffs. What is this rude American man doing, Lily? Annoyed, Lily answers. Check your Bitcoin UTXOs. Notice anything? Macaroon frantically queries his Bitcoin node from his cell phone and sighs with relief. Phew. No, I don't notice anything at all. All of my unspent Bitcoin is still under the control of my government's private key. And it'll stay that way too, John beats his chest. You mess with the US and you get the hash force. We just hash rate by turning on all of our miners, as many miners as the entire existing Bitcoin network. Now you'll have to wait twice as long for your French Bitcoin transactions to confirm. That is, unless you release the barge of dogs right now. Lily drops down to the table and buries her face in her palms to hide her embarrassment. As much as Lily would like to withdraw from the world at this time, the smell of delicious baked brie tickles her nose. Her ears perk up to the sound of dinner guests breaking baguettes, and her mind's eye sees the beautiful vineyard that she passed on the drive here. Her mouth waters. Someone get me a drink. The restaurant is at full capacity, with every square table seated, either by romantic couples, just barely able to see each other's faces from dancing candlelit flames, or by tourists on a double date with their host. Nobody better think we're dating. I'll stop there.
Yo, this needs to be Pixar. Where you at? DreamWorks. Where you at?
Oh, man. Well, that was great. I think this is a great example of what we talk about constantly on the show of how, hijacking the culture, and hijacking is probably a bit harsh, but like making sure that people understand that Bitcoiners are much more than just, financial tech guys, and that like there's a lot more going on in the Bitcoin space than just people looking at TA charts. It's like there's a whole culture growing around Bitcoin artists, writers, musicians. And what's Nico always say, culture's downstream from politics, or was it upstream from politics? I forget.
No,
but
and it's also more than just people bitching on the internet too.
Yeah.
Like it's something positive. It's something that a lot of people can get behind. I feel like lately everybody is being united by tragedy and being united by ugly things in this world. And so it's nice to have some silliness and to have some positivity and something to uplift a community and that we could all get behind. That's what pop culture is all about. And I'm so happy and proud of Bitcoiners who are able to do this, because we really are shifting the culture. And once people actually adopt Bitcoin, they'll have something to lean on and to look at and to take for entertainment. So, and to pass on to their kids too. Like, I would love to see this being made into a cartoon for my child. I would love this. It seems so funny and informative actually in the process. So I love that.
Great, thank you.
All right. Let's get into this now, Will.
Where's the drum roll for the winners of the giveaway?
Let's see. Do I have it over here? I should have a drum roll.
He has the meme music.
You just have the air horn. I know you have that one. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right. So the first winner. I had Opti watch me live do the random.
Yeah. I can confirm that he didn't just pick favorites, but actually, Will, before you do that, read the tweet. Tell people exactly what you're doing again, and then we'll get to the giveaway winners.
Sure, yeah. So I'm giving away two copies of 21 Futures Tales from the Time Chain. The rules of the giveaway contest were to repost and like the original post. So the original post had hashtag 21 Futures with the trailer video we just showed. I also asked everyone to be a pal and give me and the publisher of the book a follow. at Real Bitcoin Dog, as well as at Consensus Network. I would encourage you now to follow me in Consensus Network at this time for future calls for submissions. If we make a second volume of 21 Futures or more Bitcoin books, or if you enjoy my books. And then finally, the last thing was you had to drop your favorite fiction book in the comments below, whether you did a quote tweet or just a comment. I figured it out to make sure that I knew what your favorite book was. Giving away 2 live, Simply Bitcoin TV. They retweeted this post. Opti also retweeted the post. Hashtag giveaway, hashtag game. Let's see who won.
Do I do it again? Do I do it? Well, all right, let me do it one more time. We'll do the drum roll one more time.
All right, first winner was Vinsat. So Vinsat, congratulations. Your favorite fiction book, you said, was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I have that for you here. So thank you so much for following me, following Consensus Network. You better be following Simply Bitcoin TV. I didn't double check that, but you better be.
Better be.
Yeah, better be. If you before I give this to you, I'll make sure you follow. And congratulations on your copy of 21 Futures. All right, second winner is Juan Jose. Congratulations, Juan Jose. You are the second winner of 21 Futures, Tales from the Time Chain. Your favorite fiction book was The Alchemist. Good choice, good choice. And for anyone...
Gotta give them horns.
Yeah, for anyone who didn't win in the giveaway, you can still purchase the book on bitcoinbook.shop and use promo code BitcoinDog for 10% off. It is still possible to get the book by Christmas if you order online. Oh, you have a higher, and it is available on Amazon, but you have a much higher chance. Yeah, Juan, is that you in the chat then saying you made it in to tune in live? So awesome. I'm glad you were able to make it to tune in live to claim your prize. So very cool.
All right, well, so what do you want them to do for the winners? Like DM you? How do they get in touch with you so that they can get these books?
Sure, yeah. Send me a Twitter DM. My DMs are open, so I'll take.
And what's your Twitter again for those with goldfish IQs like myself?
So it's just Real Bitcoin Dog. So my actual name is Will Shelkoff, so I learned better. I give an alias, Real Bitcoin Dog. Not all the fake Bitcoin dogs, the real one, the realest, Real Bitcoin Dog. So, yeah.
Love it. Okay. Pull what up on the screen, Soph?
The screen name.
Oh, the screen name. Yeah. Okay. One second.
Yeah, because you said it once and I was like, wait, what is it again?
But yeah.
Say it again. Say it again for the audio listeners, but there it is for you guys.
Real Bitcoin Dog, RealBitcoindog. To purchase 21 Futures Tales from the Time Chain, go to bitcoinbook.shop. So not .com.shop, and use promo code BitcoinDog for 10% off.
Let's go. Well, this was awesome. Glad to have you.
Oh wait, come on! You can't. You're not gonna read the Bitcoin Girl Save the World?
No. I got to get to the meme review, dude. They're gonna yell at me if I don't get to the meme review. I've already gotten.
Look later. I know you'll love it.
Yeah. I may or may not have already read the first chapter of the Bitcoin Girl or not. I don't know. You'll have to know if you know. Anyways, guys, Will, thank you so much for coming. Come back again. We can do this one more time. Actually, just keep coming on whenever you drop another book because you're at 3 already. I'm sure they're gonna keep coming.
Let's go. Let's do it. Air horns.
All right, guys. Let's get into the meme review because you guys have been losing your mind all week because we haven't done it every single day. But the show's been going like an hour and a half without the meme review, guys. So look, we're already at an hour without a meme review. So anyways, it's Friday. I told you we're going to do them on Friday. I'm going to definitely do the meme reviews for you guys on Friday. So here we go.
The Daily Meme Review.
All right, boys and girls and boys, this is the meme review. It was actually, we're going to have to change, Sophie, we're going to have to change the thing. It's no longer the daily meme review. Maybe it's the weekly meme review. Anyways, this is the meme review where you tag me on Twitter at simplybitcointv. Tag your favorite memes, tag your favorite memers memes, tag your own memes. I don't care. As long as they're solid memes, as long as they sum up what's going on the interwebs, on Bitcoin Twitter, we bring them on the show. Also, drop them in our Telegram, t.me/simplybitcointv. Tweets are the bullets, memes are the artillery. We are in an information war, boys and girls, and for better or worse, most people have goldfish IQs like myself. And once you put them in pictures, once you can ridicule the corporate press, once you can make your friends laugh, they start to stick and they eventually only think in memes like myself. So continue to make the memes, continue to spread the signal, continue to be frontline soldiers in this information war. This is what's going on, guys. We win because we have truth on our side. And, you know, Sophie brought up rules for radicals. Well, one of the things that the rules for radicals say is ridicule is one of your strongest weapons. So, you know, continue to ridicule the corporate press. Continue to make some humor. Continue to get calls of actions in mimetic form because this is how we win. Anyways, this first meme. As you guys know, all week we've been covering the idea that Elizabeth Warren is actively attacking Bitcoin. Well, shouts out to Thomas Farrer on Twitter, because he just goes, this is all the Bitcoin in the world, and this is what they're afraid of. And for you guys that don't know, this is all the seed phrase words. Bitcoin is literally just words. It is just a messaging protocol. And the fact that the powers that be are so terrified of us transacting either with words or with our money, with our it just blows my mind that this is where we are.
They'll never be able to get away with it. It's an infringement of our First Amendment rights, and this is proof of it. This is right here.
Agreed.
Yeah,
you can see.
It reminds me of when PGP privacy was up for debate, and someone just published like all of the code for it, and then it was obvious it's just speech.
Exactly, guys. Hold on. Meme review or death. All right, guys. Bitcoin is simply words, guys. It is a First Amendment issue. They cannot outlaw words. They cannot outlaw you memorizing 12 to 24 words. This is all the Bitcoin that is ever created. It is just words, guys, and they cannot stop this. This is the beauty of Bitcoin. Anyways, next meme is by Samson's Mal, aka Excellion on Twitter, and he just goes LFG #Bitcoin, and we have a picture of Elizabeth Warren, very, very passionate at a speech, and it looks kind of like one of those Apple ads. You know, back in the day, it was like the genius, you know, the crazy ones. Well, we have Elizabeth Warren here, and it just says accelerate on top of her face. She is the greatest accelerationist. Let's not get in her way. She's ushering in the Bitcoin standard better than any of us could. I absolutely love to see the Elizabeth Warrens and the Brad Shermans of the world just come out so hard against Bitcoin, because can't ban Bitcoin. You can only ban yourself from Bitcoin. And when a government attacks Bitcoin, it just shows and proves to myself and other people like myself that we are so right. And it just makes me feel giddy inside. I just feel warm when I see these people just get so afraid of Bitcoin. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch, guys. We're winning so hard that they are absolutely terrified. Anyways, the next one is by the meme goat himself, Pierre Rochard, aka @BitcoinPierre. And he goes, don't forget to ask for Elizabeth Warren's permission. And he's got a meme here, and it goes, the myth of consensual, with the Bitcoin logo. And, you know, we have look, I think this is a couple. And then there's like, you know, man, and it's an ASIC on his face, and goes, I consent. And his wife or his partner, and another ASIC, and goes, I consent. And then we have Elizabeth Warren here, and she goes, I don't. And and it goes, isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Oh my goodness. Again, why are we listening to the Elizabeth Warrens of the world telling us what we can do with our own money, with our own speech?
The beauty of this is that if she doesn't consent, she doesn't have to participate, and nobody will give a fuck.
So beautiful. So beautiful. It's so beautiful to see people opt into their own demise and then yell at us like we're the criminals here. It's like, hey, you could join us. It's a lot easier. All right, next one. This one might not be so politically friendly, but I'm not going to say names. Anyway, we got Selly here, and this is the classic Bart meme here. And we got Jay Powell and Jamie Dimon and Janet Yellen, and they're doing the Bart meme, where he's in class and they all look back and they're like, say the thing. And then we got Pocahontas here, and it goes, Bitcoin is used by drug dealers and terrorists.
Where is the lie? They are the drug dealers. They are the terrorists.
Yo, that one's too good. Okay, all right. Last one is by the BTC therapist, and he goes, never slept better, #BTC. And we got a picture here of a little girl just sleeping next to her jade and just knocked out cold. And it goes, how I sleep knowing Elizabeth Warren is trying to ban Bitcoin.
Oh.
Couldn't agree more. This is a heartwarming meme here because not only do most of us Bitcoiners not care, it makes us feel better, and we sleep even better knowing that these people want to stop Bitcoin. What's that saying? When the people that are actively working against you call you the criminal. When the criminals call you a criminal, you just know you're doing something right. So
women like to call this projection. Like when they're in a fight with you, they'll be like,
women
"You're
do. Okay.
projecting. You're projecting. You're like," and that's what they're doing. They're projecting.
Yeah, the projection is strong coming from. I will be nice today. The unproductive class, and it's just beautiful to see. I just absolutely love it, guys. Moving forward. 2024 is going to be so absolutely epic because not only is the screeching on one hand going to continue, the price and everything else in Bitcoin, all the developing, all the building is going to continue. And we're going to be seeing two parallel worlds right now, is those actively fighting freedom and those on the Bitcoin standard just starting to live our lives better. Anyways, drop your meme review score in the chat as we cover ours live. In the meantime, I think I need you guys to start because I completely forgot to get myself a meme review score. So
I'm ready.
Well, all right, Sophie, you start.
Are you gonna do the music?
Oh wait, yeah. No, the music's for the meme review score.
Oh, okay. So I give these meme review my review score, whatever. Sorry, I can't speak English today. Is the EO organic deodorant. It's in calming French lavender. I love it because it doesn't have aluminum, so therefore it won't give you cancer or whatever those other deodorants do. And you just spray it. You just spray it on. It smells really good, and it's pretty affordable. So that's my score.
Okay. Aluminum-free deodorant. Can condone. All right, Will, you pop in. What's your meme review score?
Well, I like how Wicked commented on the seed phrase meme one with by this, then the same thing is a 0 or 1. So I can't tell if you got a 10 because it's 1-0 or if you got a 2 because it's 1-0. So take that for what you will.
Okay, super meta score. Love it. Okay, I'm just going to give this my mom's coffee cup. It's got, daisies and butterflies on it.
How many cups of coffee today, Opti?
Well, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see how big? Let me. All right, so this is I don't know. It's almost as big as my face.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big coffee cup. I think this is an oversized coffee cup that's 2 in 1. So I've had 2 of these, which I think equals out to 4. I don't know. It's been a good enough. It's been enough coffee. Let's not talk about
your
my
80
problems.
IQ is showing. Yes, that's 4. Yes, that's 4.
I don't know.
Good job.
Is it a venti? Is it a grande? What is it?
This is 2. I don't know how big this is, but it feels like a mega sized coffee cup. So it's definitely a double. It's a double. I'm at my normal coffee intake. Okay, as you can tell, I was sick all week. I'm finally feeling better.
I
finally
expected
drank
more
enough
out of you,
coffee.
Opti. I'm disappointed.
What more do you want from me?
No,
what more
I thought you were gonna be 10 cups of coffee in because you were sick.
I could only drink 1 cup the other day, and I've learned I can't drink more than 4 cups because then I literally Yeah, I start sweating and freaking out on the camera. You guys see me do it all the time. All right, anyways.
Your clothes again.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, guys, I see some scores drop, but look, hold on. Let me pull Will out for a moment. Sophie and I are wearing the merch. It is hoodie season. Get yourself a bright orange hoodie. Simply Bitcoin theme. We do have some shirts left on our website. Actually, so we're running low on shirts, so maybe we're low on certain sizes. I think we're out of mediums.
Yeah, we're out of mediums. I'll tell you right now.
No, you don't have to go. Just if big boys and girls, there's shirts for you. We're going to get some new stuff.
You got to get pajama shirts. These are so comfortable. Actually, the hoodies are super comfortable. I sleep in them all the time. And even though I live in Miami and it's hot, I wear them everywhere. When I'm doing the street interviews, I barely sweat in them. So like they're really comfortable no matter what the weather is. And, you know, if you live in a hot place, everywhere you go inside, the air conditioning is just like blasting. So you definitely want to get yourself one of these hoodies. Also, you're easily spottable. If you go skiing, if you do any winter sports, you want to wear this safety first. At Simply Bitcoin, we believe in safety first.
Yeah, OPSEC be damned. Wear a very bright orange hoodie for the culture. Okay, all right, guys. Let's get to some of these memes, reviews, scores. All right, first one. Shouts out to Elaine. She goes, score 2024 officially the year of Bitcoin. Yes, couldn't agree more. Psycho 05 meme score, one incredibly dehydrated meme boy thirsty for memes. Okay, all right. Phil C, I give these memes a honey badger that don't give a FK about Senator Warren. Let's see. Meme score by Justin Boyvin. Meme score, sats and caffeine for the win. Yes, this is the way, guys. This is the way. Jason Moore, I give the memes. It's not a coffee cup, it's a mug, sir. Okay, see? A mug. A coffee mug. Okay, Sale Dog 18. 1,600 milligrams of caffeine. Sure. Yes.
That's a lot. Yo,
is it? Yes.
That's like heart attack level. For perspective, as a pregnant woman, I'm only allowed to have 180 milligrams.
What's that? Like 1 cup of coffee?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm at like half that. I'm like at 800 a day. All right, Phil D's. I give the memes 1 blunt. Okay, all right. Let's see. Score, meme incoming. Wait, no, that's not a meme score. Derek Arenal. Orange hoodie, and wait, that's some nice EO. Okay.
Please sponsor us.
Psycho 05, wait, they're not showing up. Did they show up?
I see them.
I saw them too. I don't know. Oh, maybe they're not showing up. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's see. Meme score on Rumble by Narwhal. Meme score, a signed copy of my first collection of Bitcoin. Wait, erotic fanfic? Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to say that. All right. We're not out of scores.
Wait, they're right. They were not showing up.
Oh, wow. Restreams really doesn't want the meme review to happen. All right, guys. Well, hey, that wasn't my issue. Will can confirm we were popping them up, so I don't know what's going on with Restream.
Yeah, I saw them on our side.
Yeah, we've had some issues with Restream all year long, but hopefully we can figure this out. All right, guys. Anyways, we appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Of course, share all Bitcoin content, not just Simply Bitcoin. Like, share, subscribe. But on that note, Will, thanks for coming on, bro. Where can people find you? What are you holding up there?
I'm just over. I'm like the guy with all the fruits or bananas. What do I do with all these Bitcoin books? So my website is realbitcoindog.com. You can follow me on X at realbitcoindog. Thank you for having me on. I'll be re-releasing Bitcoin Girl Anniversary Edition next month with a new cover. I'm also writing an article for Stack Chain Magazine for the next halving issue. I'll just stop there.
Love it, bro. Well, thanks for coming on, Will. That was a fun show. Awesome, man. Just keep killing it. Actually, I have one question before we roll out. Do people treat you differently after being an author?
Oh yeah, less respect. I get
Less respect.
much less respect.
Highly regarded author.
Yeah.
I feel like being an author like gives you like a sense of legitimacy in like a normal world. Like, yeah, I'm an author. I've published some books, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'll say that I get a lot more respect from other fellow authors who have published books, because the meme is true. It's way more work than you think it'll be, for sure. So
Love it, Will. Well, thanks for coming on, bro. Happy to call you a friend. I hope to see you soon. And if you need a voice for the official audio book, you already know
I need
not
it
to call.
I'm looking for a really nasally voice. So if you could just get the Vegas virus again and just do
Hello, guys.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. So yeah,
man,
let's go.
My voice is pretty naturally nasally as well, so I'm in.
Yeah, so if you gotta read the first chapter of Bitcoin Girl, we'll see if you want to voice it or not want to voice it after reading it. We'll find out.
Oh God, I'm scared now. Now that you said that, I don't know.
I appreciate it. Hang out behind the scenes as I roll this one out. Soph, thanks for filling in. I guess at this point, go get Nico some soup. Maybe
it's waiting for him on the stove. I'm either giving him soup or taking him to urgent care. We shall see.
Well, hopefully he's back by Monday. It took me like 3 days to kind of fully get over it. So I think he should be back on Monday, but we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for filling in on short notice. I'm sure we have some shorts popping off on the timeline for YouTube. So go check them out, guys. Appreciate all you.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
Let's go. All right, guys. Well, thank you. You already know the deal. This is Simply Bitcoin. Culture, memes, news. We got it all. We bring on Bitcoiners from every walks of life. If you want to come on the show, DM us on Twitter, or I think you can get in touch with Simply or booking at simplybitcoin.com. We want to hear your story. We want to spread the Bitcoin signal. If you have a good angle on talking about Bitcoin, we want to hear you. We want to bring you guys on. This is about getting the Bitcoin message to everyone in every single way. Anyways, have a good weekend, guys. We're almost at the end of the year. It's the holidays. Make sure you're getting outside, eating some good food, hanging out with your friends and family. This is the time of the year. Just know it's setting up for a good 2024. If you are on the sidelines for whatever reason, you need to be stacking some Bitcoin. You need to save in Bitcoin, or else it is Bitcoin or slavery. We are fully convinced of this. And the powers that be just constantly make us know that we are right. They can't ban Bitcoin. They can only ban themselves from Bitcoin. So don't shoot yourself in the foot. Start saving in Bitcoin today. On that note, guys, we love you. We appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on Monday. Peace out.